Hey everyone, it's me Donna. Okay, I'm making this video to talk about what I would do if I were creating a community center. Although I have to say I actually don't have the real desire to create a community center myself or anything like that. But I'm just throwing ideas out there because I do feel like it is something that is needed, especially in my area. So I mean, I'm just an idea person. That's how I would describe myself. Is just I just come up with ideas. I take no action. I just come up with ideas. That's just me. But still, maybe my ideas could help or get the ball rolling for the people that actually do like taking action and getting, like they would love to run something if they had the money and the means and all that. So I'm just throwing these ideas out there for you. And I do honestly wish that people in the area that I live would incorporate some of this stuff. So anyway, all right. We do have a community center and we do have a senior center in my area, but the community center, to my knowledge, is mostly a gym where people can go in the community and shoot hoops or walk around or whatever. And there may be some classes and some things that I don't know about that's being done in the center. I don't know. It's stuff that I don't know about. But I'm just saying, it would be nice for people to create something that people do know about that has things that are available. I think it would really help because there's really not much to do in this area. And there's a lot of times when I think people are like, gee, I really would like to do something with art. Like, for instance, people that have already been to college or don't want to go to college or have never been to college, but yet maybe they want to be in a learning type of environment, and maybe they want to say take art, like they want to be in a classroom style or a group style setting to where they can do art or gardening or whatever. But besides that, let me say this first. This type of community center, it could start out, kind of small. Maybe they could get a building in the area that's not being utilized, and start off with certain courses and certain things. And then as money comes rolling in, then they can actually, and maybe get grants and stuff like that, and actually build a nice size community center that has, ample parking and all that stuff, to where people can go to and do everything in one place. Okay. But for starters, something like this could start out with bringing things to this center that normally would be scattered out. And I've made a list and all that. Let me go to it let's see, let me do this. Okay. All right. This center could offer GED classes and testing instead of it being scattered out in a different location. Okay. They could offer parenting classes, whether it be just straight up parenting classes for people that want to take parenting classes, or parenting classes for people that are forced, because of CPS situations and all that. They could do that there. It could be for DUI classes and AA meetings. All that could be in this building on certain days. ServSafe certification, instead of that being scattered out everywhere. I know at one time people were going to Birmingham and places like that just to take that test, or they would wait for someone to come around in this community, and they'd have to go to like a hotel or motel or whatever meeting room or in order to do it. Whereas if you already have it set up in this building, everybody from all jobs, whether it be from the schools, cafeterias, to the restaurants to whatever, they could all go to this building and take this test on certain days and stuff, okay? That could be offered there. Nursing and medical courses. For instance, if you've already got your medical license, but you're required to have to take certain courses and stuff like that, or if you're already ambulance, worker, then you can take courses, EMT, whatever, you can take courses there. CPR classes, all that type of stuff. Medical related things from the community could be taught at this facility, as well as maybe some things linked up with the college, the community colleges around here or in your area. They could work together to allow these courses to be offered here instead of people having to go to the actual campus or whatever. They can take it here at this center. Okay. Military testing, certain types of military testing. I think this would be good. It might even trigger more military interest in an area. But for starters, it could be something to where, like, if you're if you're wanting to get into the military, instead of, which I know some schools allow students to, if you're going to enter into the DEP program and all that, you can take the testing at the schools or whatever, but also these tests could be offered in this building as well as other areas. Like you could take all kinds of different military tests that are required like through a book or whatever. Those type of testings could be offered in this facility. So there could be some communications between the military and your community and working all that out. And that might help more people, be drawn into the military and have good, careers, that way. And who knows, it may even start up the desire for there to be maybe a base, from a small base to a large base or whatever in your area. Who knows? Who knows what that might could spark? But regardless, it might help people get more careers in the military. Let's just put it that way. Okay. Also, immigration matters. Whether we're all for immigration or not, that's neither here nor there, but still, things related to that, it might actually help people become actual legal citizens. If there were more areas or more places within communities, within, centers or whatever, to where immigrants can have access to do whatever they need to do, paperwork-wise, to get proper documentation, especially for taxes, because I think everybody should be paying their taxes. And, if U.S. citizens have to pay taxes, then if you've come here, whether legally or illegally, I think you need to be signed. They need to really kind of find out who you are and assign you legal documentation so that when you work, you can pay taxes just like the rest of us. That's important. So if they had something like this available, it might help a lot of people out, and it would get the system rolling quicker instead of there being so many holdups and all that. If you have something in each community going, boom, you're solving problems. Anyway, also city worker testing, as well as county worker testing, can be done here instead of workers having to go to Birmingham or Huntsville or wherever your like big city is from your area. That testing can be done in your local community center instead of people having to go all the way to do that. As well as maybe some CDL testing, some truck driver testing and stuff, things that they have to use a book for, stuff like that. They could do that testing there at the facility, okay? And various other courses. I mean, I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff that I don't even think of that that this facility could be used for, as far as other companies in county and city wise. All that stuff could be done here, and there could be money made from all this stuff that could go into the community. Okay, as well as it could be a place for like telecourses and meetings between companies and all that. They can, instead of having to rent something at a hotel or motel or whatever, they could just rent a room on certain days at this facility for their workers to go and have their courses. Instead of having, also instead of the courses and stuff having to be done at the workplace and interrupt that. So in order to get away from that, workers could come to, there, and they could have their meetings and courses and all that stuff. So that would solve that problem. Also, this place could be used for just regular community meetings and event plannings. Like in my area, they usually have like the Watermelon Festival, stuff like that each year. Well, they could have people meet in this building and plan out, the event better and stuff like that, as well as other events. And they might can create new events, or they might can have meetings. City planners could have meetings in this building and decide, hey, let's put, more sidewalks here, or let's put more trails. Let's build, more biking trails or walking trails in this community. Let's do this. Let's do that. They would have a place to kind of do that, and maybe talk to people in the community and discuss what people want in that community. Instead of it having to be necessarily at town hall, they could just have some of this stuff here. And that way, town hall can be used maybe for more important stuff. Okay. Also, this building could be used for like community clubs. There could be all kinds of clubs, from book clubs to theater clubs to language clubs to oh my goodness, lottery clubs to whatever. They could all meet on certain days, maybe like once a week or whatever, in this building, and get things rolling. Maybe charge a small fee and per month or something, and then people could could do that, and that would bring in money for this community center and for the community itself. Okay, on top of all that, this place, especially as it grows, they could start off offering smaller courses, or shall I say fewer courses, until an actual big building gets built to house all these other courses and stuff. Okay, and let me make it clear, these courses are not to be used, like once you finish the course, you can't actually use it as a degree. And which there may be some things that the community center can partner up with colleges, various colleges out there, whether it be online colleges or like actual accredited colleges, okay? Whether they be physical, whatever. They could work out stuff with that, with some courses, okay? But also, just for the sake of learning, and also to have something to where it might benefit you, like if you go to get a job or want to go further in certain studies or whatever, for whatever purposes. Once you get to take each of these courses, you can get certificates after you finish them, and you can take that with you and add it to your resume or whatever, and it might help you in some way. And it as well as that, it just may help you have a better understanding of certain things. Because the more you learn, the better off, your brain is, no matter how old you are. But I will say this though, these courses should be available for people who are 18 years or older. I don't think children should be involved in these courses, because I feel like this should be a place for adult learning. And because children have school, so, they already do that. And then that way, once you turn 18, you have something to do. Children usually have plenty to do. They can play, they can, even though it would be nice to have more things in the community for children to do as well. But as far as this goes, I feel like these classes should be geared towards adults, okay? All right. Under my thoughts or my ideas, I think these courses should charge maybe $100 per course and make it for 4 weeks. And you meet 2 days a week, and each class is like an hour long. So you get basically 2 hours a week of learning, from this course. So, and like I said, it'd be 4 weeks of it, okay? So, things that could be offered would be art. And of course, there's various forms of art. There's just sketching, there's painting, there's ceramics, there's photography, from the old photography to the digital photography. There's all kinds of various forms of art, mixed media, digital art, you name it. Things like that could be taught here, and they just would need somebody who they feel like, whether you're a teacher, let's just say, for instance, you're a retired teacher and you don't want to actually go back into the school system, but maybe you want some extra money, and it would be worth your while to teach a course at the community center. And for, like, if it could be art or whatever, you could do that. Or if you're just qualified, you just know a lot about art, or you know a lot about gardening, or you know about home ec and all that stuff, you could teach a course. And it would earn extra money for you and extra money for the community center and the community itself, okay? So this would be a wonderful thing. And like I said, once, because there will be tests. Like each week, I think the people taking the course should have to take a test, through their computer, or they could take it in the classroom and turn it in and get graded on it. However the teachers want to do it. And therefore, then when the course is through, then you get your certificate and you feel like, okay, I've accomplished something, I've learned something. So, and like I said, you can take that certificate and use it however you want to, but it will not, unless it is accredited through a college or whatever. If it's just one of these courses, I would like to make it clear, it's just a certificate. It's nothing more than a certificate that states that you have passed this course, okay? That's all it is, okay? But it just could be something that feels good to you, okay? And like I said, here's some different things that can be taken as this community center grows. They can offer art, gardening, various forms of gardening. There can be different classes. Say, like, you can take a class where you just learn about different plants, okay? Classes where you learn about actual planting and starting plants from seeds and all that. And then there can be actual classes where maybe there could be a greenhouse on this facility, on the grounds of this community center. If it gets newly built or whatever, they can have a greenhouse and they can have an actual outside garden, okay? And each level of you taking the gardening course, or certain classes, then you actually get to plant seeds and watch them grow over a period of time. There can be things done with that, as well as an actual gardening club, to where they have access to the gardens and the greenhouse and all that stuff. So they can have their area and all that. So it would be something fun that you could do in regards to that. And who knows, maybe the results or the harvest of a successful gardening thing can be used. The proceeds can be used to, benefit the community. Like they can sell this stuff. So like if you grow squash or cucumbers or whatever, they can be taken either during some event, some community event, and sold, and then the proceeds go back into the community center. Okay, something like that. That would be wonderful. Also, there could be home ec taught, where someone teaches what they would teach in home ec class at school. Basically, you learn about the household, about economics, as far as the consumer buying and all that stuff. Okay. That would be something fun. I know a lot has changed from even my generation to now, but still, the basics are still there as far as staying alive, keeping a roof over your head, paying bills, all that stuff. Okay. Cooking. There could be cooking classes taught here, and that would be wonderful. There could be a kitchen put into, say, like a new building or whatever, and people can cook, and then they can either be involved in bake sales. There can be a cooking club created. And also they could just eat, like after each course, like you could make certain things, and then you can sit down and eat what you've cooked. That would be wonderful. There could be a fashion course where people learn about fashion. You can learn about the book side of it, and all that, but you could also learn actual hands-on stuff where you sew stuff and you create things, and maybe they can have like a little fashion show and a fashion club and all that. That can be done, as well as technology. You can learn about computers and all the things involved in that, and they can teach you kind of like they would say like in a computer boot camp or whatever, like the basics. I mean, I know there's probably not a whole lot, because there's so much involved in all that, but still you could learn some stuff to set you up to where you'll be more knowledgeable if you do actually go to into computer technology and all that stuff. This would be a wonderful thing to help you. All right, dance. There could be different levels of dance. There could be like a dance group, just dance classes for various people, whether it be senior citizens as well as just regular people within a certain age range. You could learn about dance and stuff. Also, auto, you can learn about mechanical stuff. There can can also be a auto mechanic place built into this, say like a new facility, to where people actually work on vehicles and stuff like that, and you can learn all the different aspects of mechanical stuff, and I think that would help a lot of people out. All right, exercise, like people can learn about everything from weightlifting to running to walking to aerobics and all that type of stuff. That would be good. Business, a lot of things that that are in the business world, you could learn. You could it might help people actually create more businesses in an area if they learn more about how to run a business and all the different aspects around it, from payroll to you name it. They can learn that. Okay. Candle and soap making, that would be a fun course for people to take and learn about that. Quilting, people can learn about that and get together and make quilts and stuff like that. That would be fun. There could be like quilting clubs and all that. Basket making, people can learn about all the different basket making techniques out there. All right, literature. People can learn about all different aspects of literature, from fiction to biographies. You name it. People can learn about literature. Writing. People can take writing courses. It might help a lot of people with that. You can learn to be, it might set you up to be a famous writer someday. You never know. So people could do that. Language. One thing that I think is a big problem in this area, and now probably in a lot of areas, is people coming in here that don't know English. Okay, it would be wonderful if they could take classes and learn English so that we can all communicate, as well as people taking Spanish or whatever, or French, or whatever. It would be nice to have something like that offered in this area as well as other areas to help people have a way to better communicate with each other. That's always a good thing. Grammar. People can learn, about grammar, because just like me and several people out there, there's a lot of things that I can't spell. There's, I have a lot of run-on sentences. You name it. I make all kinds of grammatical errors in my writing and stuff. Something like that might be nice. Even though I've taken stuff like that in college and whatever, but still, there's a lot that I have forgotten, and I just, I think a lot of people could use a refresher course in that. And see here, I've already put exercise. I got it on here twice. But anyway, social studies. You can learn different things going on in society through the generations, social behavior, all that type of thing. Maybe getting into psychology, all that. Those things would be wonderful courses to be taught. History. It's always nice to learn all the different levels of history. The stock market. It would be cool if someone could teach people about all the different things that are involved with the stock market world, as well as having pretend stock market investments. Like you can have your students to pretend to invest in certain things, and throughout the month y'all all keep track of it, and you pretend like you sell it at the end of the month, and you can figure out whether you lost money or made money or whatever, and you can learn about going through a middleman to do your stock purchases, as well as doing stock purchases on your own through online means and all that. People can learn about that. I don't know anything about any of that, but that would be nice for some people to learn. And I'm sure a lot of people would be interested in that. Gambling. Now, not actually, since gambling right now is illegal in Alabama, although they are supposedly working on it, and maybe we will actually have a chance to vote on it sometime within the next century. It would be nice if we could vote on it within a few months, but it all depends on how the leaders drag their feet on getting us something out there to vote on. But regardless, there could still be classes where people can talk about, people can learn about both the ups and downs of gambling, the different levels of gambling, the history of gambling, and all kinds of different things. And then also they can have mock casino night or casino days or whatever, however the class wants to label it, and mock lottery purchases. Like they can pretend to buy lottery tickets, and they can do like like someone can have like a thing where they turn it and they pick out the balls, and they see if anybody in the class pretended or won anything or whatever. They could offer little treats and stuff if you won, things like that. That would be fun, and they could just kind of see what the odds are of a person gambling, what your odds would be, and maybe they can even kind of keep a watch on the actual real lotteries out there, and they can see, they can keep up with who, how many winners there were compared to losers, and blah blah blah, all that type of thing, without actually really gambling. It'd just be like a mock thing, and you can just have fun. And maybe there can even be a gambling club created from this, to where they can have like fun mock gambling things, and then maybe if other people choose to have their own real life gambling club on their own time away from the center, then that's on them, and that's, you know, what they choose to do. But as far to keep things legal, as far as the community center is concerned, everything is mock. It's you know, it's not actual real gambling. It's just pretend. Okay. Therefore, you know, you're not gambling any real money, and you're not losing anything. You're just taking a course and you're learning stuff. So that's how that could be done. And they could even talk about sweepstakes. There could be a different feature where they talk about the history of sweepstakes and have a mock sweepstakes and all that type of thing, and just do things, you know, for fun in regards to that. It would just be something different to do. All right. And also things that are related to addiction can be taught. Like you can learn, maybe they can get up with colleges out there, as well as medical facilities and whatever, and they can create courses based around, you know, things such as mental health, addiction, you know, things like that, human behavior, all that type of thing, and have courses in relations to that. And maybe this can help people who maybe, you know, have a family member that's an addict, or it may help addicts themselves. And there can also be, maybe, like I mentioned earlier about there being AA meetings, there may be drug addict meetings and stuff like that, to where people can, you know, can do that, and they can have group meetings and all that. This would be a good place for that. I think that there could be a lot of good things to come from something like that. Okay. Also, child development classes can be taught at this, you know, facility, and you know, stuff like that. You know, anything related to, you know, to that's kind of involved in the medical field and all that. You know, in human, you know, human behavior and all that. Different levels of child development can be taught in that. So there's a lot of things that could be taught at this facility that could make money, that people could do, and you know, do for fun, or do just for learning extra knowledge, or if they want to take something to add to their resume, and and be able to use it, as well as take actual tests, that like the ServSafe and all that stuff that is needed. All that can be offered here. I honestly think once something like this gets off the ground, it can start off small, but then as time goes by, they can actually get the means to create a bigger facility and offer all this stuff, and it can be a money-making thing and a community good deed, so to speak. I know I'm a nerd, and you know, I think too much sometimes about ridiculous stuff, but I just wanted to throw this out there and just, you know, discuss it and see what other people out there think. And I do hope that maybe someone out there is listening and maybe put some of this stuff to use. But anyway, we will talk to you guys later. Bye.